You know what I'm saying, man? What I'm saying for real, man? You know what I mean? Uh, you know what I'm saying? Cool, man. All right, man. If you guys didn't get that, man, I'm making fun of Kodak right now. There's a reason. As you can see by the title, why we need to stop championing the dumb shit. And I'm finna break down some points, man, and give you guys some knowledge. And today, these topics gonna be about Kodak and about Kevin Gates. And this is, why we need to stop championing the dumb shit. Why? And I tell you guys this, man, because one thing I'm sick of seeing is a lot of these quote memes, man, with these people's pictures, man, and shit don't make sense. And one thing this channel is about, the Cheddar Cherry 931 channel, it is a political, which is politics, a woke channel, which means you're spiritually woke, mentally woke, and you can grow beyond your expectations that society does not expect from you, in the where they put you at, where they put you in. To grow, you don't have to be everyone else, because knowledge is power. And one thing somebody hates is somebody that has knowledge, real education, because a lot of us in the black community, we're hypocrites, man. When it comes to a lot of things, we're really a hypocritical community, and why people really don't like us. We always talk about being awoke, but the truth is, when something occurs, we want to be blind to the fact that it could be something else going on, and we don't want to hear it, so we don't want to be awoke. So we want to champion the dumb shit that makes us cool in the black community. And I could speak on that because those that should know by now, I'm a mixed person. I'm half Cherokee Indian, right? Half South African, South Jamaican, Egyptian, and Italian. And what I'm about to speak on is a lot of things that, one, not just knowledge, not just facts, but also experience. Because I grew up around people like Kodak and Kevin Gates. And as academics put it, they're smart, dumb niggas. They sound smart to dumb people. Because truth is, they dumb. And I have seen that before so many times. Which goes into why we need to stop championing the dumb shit, man. Because people are fucking afraid of truth and growing. They are. So before I really get into what I'm about to get into, man, this is gonna be a pause commercial break. This is probably gonna be the last time for a while before I post on this channel and also on my entertainment channel, which is Jazzy Entertainment, and I do recommend people go and checking that out. And reason for that, man, I want both of these channels to catch up on views, to get out there, so people can subscribe if they like the content. Now, what I post on this channel may not be everyone's cup of tea. Everyone may not like it. When I get it, because not everyone wants to be awoke to certain situations, but there's knowledge. And one thing, when I do come back, I want to do stories on this channel. For one, not telling things that I've seen, things that I've been through and experienced that has a message in it, and also to help somebody else, whatever they may be going through, and also to learn something from it, to grow. Now, I got 7 subscribers on this channel, and I started this channel not this long ago. And again, it may not be everyone's cup of tea. Going also into that is my entertainment channel. I got 20 subscribers and like no views on none of my videos, man. Like none. And I've been doing that channel for a bit because I really don't know where I want to go with that channel. So it is, all over the place. And I want it to catch up. I want it to get out there. Again, it's an entertainment channel. And there's like a mixture of things. There's some stuff that I do on here that's on that channel as well. What else? Uh, DIYs, collection videos, update videos. Me just talking. There's gaming on there. Uh, exploring. So it's my entertainment channel, and I also do music. So I got my music on there as well. So again, it's all over the place, man. I got at least around 500, maybe 600 something videos on that channel. 20 subscribers, not that many views or any views at all on those videos. So I'm going to be taking a good break from that, so it can get out there and and get some subscribers, get some views going as well. To get out there. And if you guys like the content that you guys see up on this channel and even on my entertainment channel, and if you guys want to help me, really step up, what it is that you guys think I may need to step up on, you guys can donate $1, 25 cents for all I care. I'm not trying to sound rude, but you guys go donate, 25 cents, $1, measly $5 to my PayPal account, and it's the same account that's linked in both of these channels, man. So if you guys like what you see, and if you guys say, man, I like what you're doing, but you need to kind of step up a bit on certain things and what you may need, and I can't get that stuff like that. And if you guys again like that, and if you guys want to help me step up some stuff, donate to the channel, again 25 cents, it's $1 to $5, to my PayPal, be deeply appreciated, because the money will go into these channels. And there's no donations. I'm gonna be honest, I got 0.00 in my PayPal account. So there's that. Now it's time back to the topic. Now, going in on this, I want to focus in on several parts with Kodak first. Again, I know people like Kodak, man. I grew up around people like Kodak, and the sad truth is, some people can't change, man. Some people, honestly to God, cannot change. And I can't begin to tell you how much people I know, right, even those that are a bit older than me, that can't change and never will change, and that late 40s, sometimes in their 60s, man, who still doing the same shit that got their life messed up to begin with, got them locked up so many times and even serve time now and may never get out because they can't change. I know a lot of people are going to say, give Kodak a break, man. He's 21. Give him some time. Give him some time. I can do that. And at the same time, you guys got to keep in mind, man, some things I say, because I am a biased person. I'm also bipolar as well, and I'm also very projective on things, and I do like seeing things from different points of view and also giving knowledge. Now, before I get into Kodak, man, I got to show you really an example of why people just can't change. Of why people just can't change. And Chief Keef right now is a good example, what I'm about to use. Chief Keef is 23, 4 years old, I believe now. He was in his teens when late teens when he came out. And, where Chief Keef comes from is Chicago. And if anybody really knows the history of Chicago, knows that Chicago, especially in Chiraq, is the original real gangland, not California, not Los Angeles, Los Santos, and all of that. Chicago is the original home of the gangsters, gangland. Even from New York, the originals, gangsters and gang plans, because it goes back to the mafia years, to the early roots of the mafia years, since the early 1920s. And Chicago's a very rich, wealthy land, especially in Chiraq, because that's where a lot of the famous mobsters and gangsters come from, man. From that era, Bonnie and Clyde went through there, Machine Gun Kelly, Machine Gun Jack, Al Capone, Bugsy Malone, Babyface as well. That's really where liquor became a thing, when it was outlawed and people were bootlegging it, just like gambling. And there was a lot of bloodshed, a lot of power, a lot of money that came through that, through all of Chiraq, even till this day, because you had people that owned, and a lot of the mobsters were Jewish people, Jews. So they actually owned some shit. Okay? So you got all the south sides, west sides, east sides, west sides, and all that. and you were always out for turf. Like, okay, how can I knock this person off? How can I knock them off, man? Because I want that turf. And yeah, it's true, man. What Star says, he's a very knowledgeable man. He's in his 50s. He's knowledgeable, and I recommend a lot of people check out Star. The Star Report. And one thing that he said is true about mobsters, man. A good majority of them are snitches. They work for the police. So when they want to knock off their competition, they gonna go talk to the police, man. That's a real thing. Even till this day, some of the biggest gangsters of today, or that come from the block or block stars, from different gangs, from jail, out of jail, in prison, out of jail, out of prison, even in the streets, man. You want your competition knocked off. The big ones are going to be the ones that are going to talk to the cops to get their competition knocked off, to get that turf and to get what they want, which is the drugs and the money that come through there along with the women. That comes power until it's time for them to fall. So, that's really like what Chiraq is about. But you guys understand something, man. From what I've seen online, there's a border wall around Chiraq, and just in that area. Like, what can I use an example? Okay. Like this roll of duct tape, right? This roll of duct tape is the border wall. Okay, I'll put some fingers in here. My fingers is gonna be Chiraq. There's so much shit going on. That's why they put it around there. That wall's been there for so many years. And then you have the outside of Chicago, which is your tourist attraction, your nice neighborhoods of where a lot of rich people, Obama, Trump, and all them are at, where people stay. So a lot of them will stay away from Chiraq. And they're so used to the shootouts, like, oh, another shootout, somebody got killed. Cops don't really want to enter there. And we see this with one of the entry gates where Tekashi 6ix9ine was at, and when he got exposed at too, as well, for him not really, he in Chiraq but not being in Chiraq. And then him being too pussy to actually go into Chiraq. So yeah, you have that. Well, along with that, you take a look at Chief Keef, man, a lot of self-snitching, because he has the warrants. He has a lot of warrants over there. He has a lot of bad history. He has several warrants in other places. Well, we do know what we hear about Chief Keef a good majority of the time is guns, drugs, and child support stuff. Chief Keef can't change who he is. That's who he is. And it is sad to see. And that's going to be his legacy, man, when he dies. It's going to be negative. And he may live in California, but that don't mean nothing, man, because you really can't escape from your past no matter what you do, because it'll always keep up with you, and it'll always come back and bite you in the ass no matter what. And, just like that saying, man, you could take the boy out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the boy. And because of that, like I think one of the good majorities of really this child support stuff, we always hear about somebody coming out, man, hey, he ain't paying his child support. I'm one of his baby mothers. And one thing about us in the black community, especially the men, we're blind to situations. We want to be dumbfounded because we do like to bash our women. Oh, she just out for the money. She a gold digger. She a hoe. She a thought. And here's one thing a lot of people want to be blind to, man. Those DNA results, you can pull them up. They're out there for public records, man. You can find them. They're out there for you to see. And they always come back. He's the father. He doesn't want to pay child support. So he is a very irresponsible father. However, I can also be biased at the situation and look at it from another point of view. And this is one thing a lot of people don't know. You never hear about DNA results coming back 100%. Ever. Never. If somebody says otherwise, then you're fucking full of shit and you don't know. Because you always hear about DNA results coming back 75%, 85%, 95%. Never 100%, because you're never 100% of anything. Because you have to look at it like this. There are cases on both sides of the parties of what I'm about to say. Let's say if you're the father, right? Turns out, okay, you're the father because the DNA result says so. There have been cases where those DNA results have been wrong. So they go back and do it again, and it comes to find out, okay, well, you're not the father, and somebody else is. Or where it's, or in some cases where a case it may tell you, okay, you're not the father. Well, there's been cases where there's been screw ups to show that you are the father, because they have to do it again because no one's 100% anything of any match, and you have to look at it what goes to the bloodline results on both sides of the party. You know, when you're growing up as a kid, you always hear from your aunts or your mother, and they always tell you, you look like one of your cousins, your grandfather, your father, you know, your mother. When you get to certain ages, it's because their DNA is in you, just like it was into one, just like it was into both of your parents, from the mother and father side. And then you always see a mixture of somebody from the father side of the family and that child as well. Is because you know their DNA travels to each person. You know, their grandparents, your parents, the child, and then your child. You know, that stuff travels. That's why DNA results never come back 100%. And that's why there's always going to be mistakes like that. Now, a good majority, like I said, a lot of these results come back as him as the father. Now, you don't really hear about a lot of these women out there. You know, you really don't. And I would have, you know, on their side, it's hard being a single mother. And sometimes they're going to have to do shit they may not want to do to get back. One of them, for a fact, and I'm not talking about the one that did porn. There was a one that was being recorded that's actually on Pornhub and X videos of one of Chief Keef's baby mamas fucking a shitload of niggas in Chirac for money to get back. You feed the child. And Chief Keef is an irresponsible father. And the reason for that, his father was never around, man. And I'm not going to relate to that. But you know what? You want to be better than that. And here's the thing. When you're a high profile person, or even if you're not a high profile person and you have a criminal record of some sort, you have to go to court for different things a lot. And when you're flexing and posting on IG, you know that self-snitching on yourself, and they can use that against you. Yeah, they can use things that you post on social media sites. It don't matter what it is. It can be MySpace for all I care. Twitch. No, not Twitch. Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, even Snapchat. Yeah, Snapchat. And they got ways of getting those and using it against you because you're flexing, per se, showing off things. So they're like, okay, you make enough money to get this. And we all know Chief Keef's a drug addict, but you don't get receipts when you buy drugs off the block. So you also spending money on drugs, but we don't know how much. So we have to assimilate. And okay, this is what, and you collecting this much off the front half of shows and streaming sales, right? Okay, you make that much? Okay. What you getting paid from the label as well? This is how much child support you need to pay. And he never pays it. That's why you always see him a lot about him getting arrested for child support. He's irresponsible father. He can't change. So that's really an example of people not changing. And I don't think Kodak can change. If you guys want my personal, honest opinion, Kodak can't change. He can't change. Now, I'm finna break down this case. It's a rape case, right? The only rape case that I know of and that a lot of people keep bringing up is the strip club incident. It's the strip club incident. Now, if there's another rape case then that wasn't heard about, and then all of a sudden now getting out and people trying to find it, okay, I can see that. But a lot of it's really pointing towards the strip club incident. And if that's the strip club incident, then I'm about to break down some knowledge here. Now, we know about the strip club incident, how that came out. A lot of it was said it was lying. She just wanted money, and co-workers said she was. Okay. You do know things can. Now, that case wasn't closed, it was thrown out, which means that case can always come back because there was new things that occurred along the way. Let's say one of those incidents, the new things that occurred, was reason why we said she was lying because we were afraid for our lives. Why? Because Kodak could have made a threat saying, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot this place up," something like that, And they don't want to get hit with bullets. No one wants to get shot, especially at a place of business where you're making money at. Okay. And I can see that coming forth, saying, we said that because we were scared for our lives. Okay. Also, video evidence. Yeah. A lot of us now have video. We can have good access video on our phones. There's even now security cameras, man. Now, I know a lot of people say, man, if that's the case, why haven't this been released? I'm going to pause. I'm going to give an example why we have not seen that. If you take a look at the Troy Ave situation, video evidence was released, but it got a lot of backlash. And it caused the court a lot of issues, which means it's going to cost the state money. And a good majority of the videos that did come out, and some of it is still trying to be took down till this day. And mainly of those videos that they really don't want people to see, and that some people did see, and why T.I. had some thoughts of could he be suffering from a mental illness? And a lot of people were thinking that, because when Troy Ave came out shooting and it showed other clips, who was he shooting at? Now I know a lot of people are gonna say he was shooting at Taxstone. Again, in those videos, where the fuck was Taxstone at? Who was Troy Ave shooting at? Because actually, that's not why Taxstone went to prison. Taxstone went to prison for something else. He didn't go to prison for that. He was proved innocent on that. Taxstone might suffer from delusional, man, and a lot of people think that because a lot of people did see mainly a majority of those clips of him shooting just to be shooting and people getting away. And now some people did get hurt and injured in the process. Because of that, the security guard of, Troy Ave, which was his friend, got killed. Just like when he said people were following and chasing him, and some gunshots were going out when he got into a car accident. Was it really? Was it? They thrown that out. Especially when he did interviews, he seemed lost and confused about a lot. Which why I say he might be suffering from kind of delusional mental illness, man. That is a real thing. And because of videos that were put out, it caused a lot of problems. You take a look at the Mike Mills situation as well as another example. All that stuff that came out from the court, documents, statements, that caused, we seen what happened. We seen a lot of the uproar that happened. It cost the state money. Also, you take a look at Ebro, man. Ebro has FCC fines, man, throughout his career. He read that statement that the Fed sent him. He wasn't supposed to read that on air. He got in trouble for that. And because of that is why now the court is so heavily tight on making sure videos that they get, statements that they get from witnesses don't get out there, because it's going to cause tons of trouble, man. It's going to cause tons of trouble. I guarantee you. And one of the rules are now going, with the Kodak thing, if it is that situation, you can't touch strippers. You cannot fucking do it. I don't care. You can't touch them. And if they keep telling you to stop, and you keep on proceeding not to follow, that can get filed as sexual harassment. And if you keep on doing it, that can also go into a rape charge. Yeah, believe it or not, just touching like that can be led into rape charges, man. If you have to constantly be told to stop, constantly been told to stop. Yeah. That's something that you guys may want to look into. And I can, in Kodak, you know, he is fucking childish, man. He's a coon. So he reacted in a way he might have said some shit. Probably did, knowing him. Right? Probably fucking did. Okay? Because he's always doing he's always doing something on IG. He's getting fucked up, man. Fucking up his money. He can't change. Going into that, I also have to hold the club responsible. You do know that there's new age rules, man. You can't be 18 no more to go into a bar, to a club, to a strip club. Can't be 19 no more. You can't be 20 no more, man. You now have to be at 21 and up because of that kind of shit. Because if something happens to you, if you, like, there's been so many cases, honestly, of 18-year-olds, man, getting hurt. 19s getting hurt. 20s getting hurt. And the clubs are held responsible. That's why they changed that age limit. Because when you're at those other ages, you ain't responsible yet. They expect you to be responsible at 21. And Kodak at the time when he came out was 19. That incident happened when he was 20. And that club has those age regulation laws, man. You have to be 21. So the club is also held responsible because Kodak wasn't performing there. So why in the fuck did you let him in the club if you know he wasn't at age and didn't show ID? So the club is also held responsible and must be held responsible as well and must pay a fine for that. Going into that, you take a look at Kodak, how irresponsible he is. You know, when you're on probation, because he kept violating his probation, there's a lot of things that go into you being on probation, why he got locked up in the first place and why he's going to get locked up now. When you're on probation, right, first and foremost, you can't be fighting. You can't be arguing with anybody, especially through social media as well. Fighting and arguing. You must not be promoting them with any sort of drugs. Alcohol is a drug as well, not just, you know, even alcohol, smoking, or some kind of substance. Also, you can't be around any other people that are ex-felons and also on probation as well, because that can also get you violated along with them. Going into that, we seen that some of the sexual things that he got caught, that he ended up getting kicked off IG for, also plays in as a probation violation. Yeah. Goes into that. And that can get charged as a rape case on its own. Public, you know, especially when you have kids saying that. Going into that, he's immature. Again, going into a coon, he kept burping all the time, man, in those classes. You can't do that. I know I had them classes before. And guess what? You do that, and you keep wanting to be immature about it, especially statements that you say try to be cute about it, that can get you violated. It can get you fucking violated. Now, he had other charges of kidnapping one time I heard about. But believe it or not, they can take them old charges that you served for and answered for, along with charges that you may have also got, you know, you answered for, did for, along with new charges and that coming up in another case. They can use all that against you still and add the times that you did for that and put them on that new sentence for new time, and it'll be even longer. You know, they can do that. And as you see, he's still bickering, still arguing. He ain't matured. He's not. And because of that, you don't see him try to change. You don't. And sadly, I don't see him changing. I don't. And with that said, it wouldn't surprise me, man, if the things I explained before actually occur and surface once it's time, because I know people like Kodak, man. Going into the Ebro thing, there's a clip out there, and they keep trying to take it down, and it's a clip of Ebro defending himself. Him and Nadeska from Everyday Struggle. I think they do a broadcast or something together like that. It was some kind of radio thing, I think. And there was a recorded clip, video, longer one. Again, they keep trying to take it down because they want to paint Ebro as the bad guy here. And Ebro said, when this conversation between him and Kodak took place off air when the cameras weren't rolling. Now, this situation can be brought up in court as well. When it comes times for that case, Ebro's gonna have to get ready. Okay, and I'll get into that. This is what Ebro said. Kodak kept wanting to talk about his court case, kept wanting to say a lot of the statements. When you're under investigation and you're a high-profile person who's famous and you're going to do interviews, you're not allowed to talk about what's said in court or your court case or your case at all because you can get in trouble for that. That can violate you. And Kodak kept wanting to talk about it. Ebro had to keep saying, no, look, man, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. Look, I need you to stop. He warned him several times. Kodak wasn't listening. Also, Atlantic Records is to blame because there needs to be an A&R with Kodak, man. If you're under, you don't need to be an A&R with you anyways at all times, with the profile person to let you know, man, what you can talk about, what you can't talk about. And I don't think they did send an E&R from Atlantic with Kodak because if they did that, and if they did send one, then the A&R needs to get fired and Atlantic needs to be held responsible because, again, the A&R needs to be with them from that record say that, hey, you need to stop this. Look, stop. You can't mention that. We told you. And they're going to be saying that to the artist. But here you have Ebro telling them to stop. Look, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. That's why Ebro got onto him, but he didn't come harsh at him. That's why he gave him an opportunity, man. Either you don't talk about this or you're going to leave. Because Ebro read that Tekashi 6ix9ine statements that the Fed sent him. The Fed send that out to a lot of stations from anybody that gets arrested who's high profile, who they interview to let them know and to also be prepared for the things in the past and what that may concur. And that ended up causing a bit of ruckus. And Ebro fucked up on his part because he read that statement on the air when he wasn't supposed to. He got a fine for that, FCC fine. And he wanted to avoid another fine. That's why he said what he said to Kodak, because Kodak didn't want to listen. Because of that, Kodak is still immature. He's still fucking childish. And that's why he got mad and left. So I'm defending Ebro on this. Now, is there audio of that recording during the station? I'm going to say yeah. Was the camera rolling during that time? Probably not. Was the security camera with audio going at the time inside that booth? In the station of that room? Yeah. And that can be brought up in court. Which means if it does, Ebro's going to have, one, you're going to need money. You're going to need to get your lawyer because you're going to be paying your lawyer court fee for that. You're also be paying a fee to get the video footage of that day during that and use it to your offense. But they're also going to be needing receipts. Have you been fined by the SEC regulations? And when it shows that it has, that's going to look bad on his part a bit. But along with that footage and that audio from the security cameras, with him saying to Kodak, hey, don't talk about it, man. I'm telling you, don't. And him not wanting to listen, it's going to look bad for Kodak too, because he's immature. Not only, even him wearing that ski mask and having everyone else participate, you can't be doing that either. That can be used against you because you're advertising criminal activity with that, believe it or not. And saying the shit that you're saying and the tone that you are in your body language, yeah, that can also be used against you. That's real talk. When they say anything that can be used against you in the court of law, that's real. That is real. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've seen that for myself with just people I know. That is real. So him doing this, doing the interview with the ski mask, yeah, man, you're welcoming it. And that's gonna be used against you. And truth to say, I don't give a fuck what really happens to him, but I'm shedding light. Why we need to stop championing this dumb shit? He's a dumb nigga. We thinking this smart? This motherfucker ain't smart. He fucking up his own money. And sadly, it's gonna take him to lose every fucking damn thing, man, once it happens. For him to do time, lose shit, bankruptcy, lose not, it's gonna take him to lose everything, plus bankruptcy, losing more money, selling things, auctioning things off, just to keep you going while you locked up. And then reality's gonna hit him one day so fucking hard when it happens, because it probably will. And when it does, I need to wisen my ass up. You still hang around with the same group of people that got you caught up, which goes into the video that can even be used against them as well. The live video. You have an infant around you. You have drugs going around and guns, right? Mishandling of a child. All right. You fucked that up. When he told you, check for fingerprints on the gun. The way you said that, and just for that statement, you still fucked up and put yourself in that. And one thing they don't tell you that is out there, one of those fingerprints on one of those guns were his fingerprints. Not to mention, you're the provider of those guns, man. Because your homies are looking at you. You the meal ticket. We need you to provide this for us. So, you not distance yourself as you should and really learning, it's going to take you to lose everything, man, once found guilty. And doing major time. And it's going to take a lot. It's going to take you to lose your money, bankruptcy, selling the house, cars, jewelry, clothes, giving up your child to sign it over to the baby mother, the label kicking you off, your mother now having to go back to work and move into a shitty ass apartments, your homies distance you and really coming out with some stuff, and then when reality hits you, that's when you're gonna wisen your ass up. Because niggas ain't really down for you, B. Mark my words. The next one is this, Kevin Gates. And this, I might be snitching on the black community for this, but so be it, man. So be it. I know a lot of people want to throw that girl underneath the bus who got kicked by Kevin Gates. She wasn't grabbing him. A lot of the videos show that. Again, us as black men were so quick to slander our women in the black community. We so quick to call her a hoe. We so quick to say she a thought, she a gold digger. We so quick to say she just wants money. The video showed she wasn't grabbing nothing. She wasn't doing shit. Kevin Gates kicked her because that's what he do. He's a woman abuser. You know, there are people in the past. Because when you have power, when you have money, even when starting out with a little bit of money, and people that you roll with and making your threats and trying to come with those and even backing up those threats, who knows how many people that he may have beat. You know, it's called fear. It's called fear. It really is. And one day it's going to take somebody to come out like they did with Chris Brown and say, the reason why we didn't stay with anything because we were afraid for our lives. Afraid for their lives. That's real thing, man. It's very real. Oh, he went to prison. He didn't change. Same thing. He's a smart, dumb nigga. Sounding smart to the dumb niggas when him himself is dumb. He's still talking the same corny shit that don't make no fucking sense. That people think, man, he's a smart dude. He's a smart man, man. Yeah, man, he's smart. And that's just to us in the hood because we're so fucking blind. But the thing is, with us, we see somebody in a 3-piece suit. It's a black man doing good. You don't think, man, that nigga don't know what he's talking about. Fuck him. What if it's a white man in a 3-piece suit, blonde hair, even with raggedy clothes, talking some good stuff, and say, man, he's smart. He know what he talking about. Sadly, that's us. What I'm about to be snitching on is this. We saying these quotes to somebody that's, what's the word I'm looking for? Keeping it in the family. You know, what stays in the hood. What goes in the hood stays in the hood. Being backwards. Voodoo, if you will. Right? Fucking another family member. Sad, in the black community, this shit happened, man. And what I'm about, it's like that. It's like, the Wrong Turn movies, Hills Have Eyes, or the movie Deliverance. And there are things that I have seen personally in the town that I stay in. And again, I'm snitching right now with this. But who cares? This all goes on with Kevin Gates. We always fuck our we always fuck our second and third cousin. And the same thing with third and fourth cousin from another part of the family. Which goes into why you always hear about, I'm related to this person by blood, never by marriage. I'm related to this person by blood on this other side of the family, never by marriage. Once in a while, you do have marriage in there. Okay? I want you guys to pay attention to what I'm saying. Goes into also, as well, it being, you hear about it, or you hear about them having a child together. Okay? So you hear about that. Then they go on to the next person. Sometimes, the female leaves the boy cousin for a female. But a good majority of it's from another family member. Never date outside of their own. In other words, never date outside of the family. And then you always wonder why. Didn't I just see that person? Why, it looks familiar. Or why some of the kids when they grow up a bit, look the same. And they come out not really to be sisters or brothers, but a cousin and cousin of some sort. Or a brother fucking a sister he never knew he had. Keeping it in the family. Kevin Gates is out there going into this fucking his cousin. You know the person he's married is his cousin? Y'all didn't know that, did you? Kid who he had a baby by was his cousin. The main majority of where this shit takes down place is really in the deep parts of Louisiana. Florida, too. Even here in the state that I stay in, Tennessee. And we champion this dumb shit. When he's still the same coon, backwoods, keeping it in the family person, man. That's some sick shit. It really is. He a cousin fucker. You know how that's not gonna make the family uncomfortable, because if that's going on, then it means the rest of the family doing it. It means it goes in the family, man. There's plenty of people that I know I seen this town personally did that shit. Peanut, what are you doing? Hold on. That I have seen personally, that being the case. And especially in Ohio, it's the same way. In the Midwest. I know that because I know somebody from Ohio that we talked, me and her, we talked about that. And yeah, there's plenty more that goes into it, but with this topic, but that has something to do with really more relationship types and why you don't want to do, especially in this town. But I'm not going into that. But you know, we champion this dumb shit, man. And people don't change. Not everyone can change. Kodak ain't gonna change. We champion his childish actions, man. We need to stop. It's like we champion the dumb shit with Kevin Gates, man. Keeps it in the family. Who's a family fucker? That's sick, dude. We need to stop championing them, man. Ain't nothing. You know those influence. No, they influencing people like that. Especially Kevin Gates. He's really influenced. He's one of the people that influenced the younger boys coming up today to really get with guys and fucking them. And then having a kid with their cousin, still leaving them for another guy. Yeah. Because if you take a look at him and NBA Youngboy, who's a faggot, I'm going to keep it real. Somebody really pointed this stuff out better than probably I can. He has a YouTube, Red Face Nation, Yayo or something like that. Yayo, Red Face Nation, I believe. Or Yayo Nation. If you really were about that gangster life like that and not down with that shit, and if you so-called really were with a woman, then you wouldn't be letting one of your homies kiss you on the neck, having a video, having a picture in the club like that, accepting it, getting your boys, your homies tattoos on you, man. Him and Kevin Gates were, I'm gonna be honest, playing hide in the Willy Bobo, bone buddies, butt buddies together, man. Fucking each other. He got a tattoo of Kevin Gates. He got one of NBA Youngboy. I guarantee you. That's the kind of shit they on. Especially when it comes to that Louisiana shit like that. And that's real. Why? Simple. One's a cousin fucker. One likes dudes. Also, one of them bisexual. We all know who that is. That's Kevin Gates. He's a cousin fucker. He's a family fucker. Bisexual. NBA Youngboy really gay. Who do you think he got? How do you think he got herpes, man? It wasn't from one woman. It was from a dudes. It's from dudes. He ain't about that life. NBA Youngboy a bitch. Real motherfuckers. You go to jail. I guarantee you know what some shit with him doing his time like he did in prison. I can tell you some shit went down behind bars, man. I did time before. I know the kind of shit that happens. Yeah. He wants to do some shit to get back in because that's where you're going to get the most fucked at. We champion this dumb shit, people. Champion this kind of dumb shit. We need to stop it. Nothing's going to come from it. And you see the influences that it's having. So we need to stop really championing Kodak's childish shit. He ain't going to fucking change. We need to stop championing the dumb nigga Kevin Gates, who's a family fucker. We need to stop championing NBA Youngboy, who's a faggot bitch. This channel, again, I'm not meant for everyone. This channel ain't meant for everyone. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and I know this. Again, this is a political channel, right? Politics. Awoke, which means to be awoke. Spiritually, mentally, grow beyond your expectations. Thing is, we're afraid of that in the black community. We're fucking afraid. We need to stop championing, man, that shit. We really do. So, I'm out, man. And I hope, again, a lot of these people may get pissed at what I'm saying in this video, those that see this. But this is some real fucking knowledge. You really, again, look it up, study, man. Don't be afraid to grow beyond your expectations, get the knowledge, man, because that's one thing people are afraid of, is somebody with knowledge. Because why people are afraid of people with knowledge, because it's gonna sound scary to the other person, and then you're gonna want to be on the defensive. All right, don't be afraid. Stay away from those that are. But if you want to try to lend a hand, like, hey, listen, I want to teach you something, and they may say, it may awake them in a way, like, I see that, but we need to stop championing the dumb shit. Us as black people, us in this black community, man, we really need to stop championing this dumb shit and start praising and championing the smart shit that does go on that we tend to ignore. When sadly, we are attracted to the fuckery, man. I hope that, again, I know people that are going to see this video are going to have something to say. I know. But I hope at least you guys learn something from this video and really take into account and consideration and thought and say, you know what? Let me step back. I really want to hear what he's talking about. Maybe I can see what he's saying. Then after the video, just take a long process, and just think and take a long look too, man. Of yourself and of your surroundings and the people in your life that's doing the shit, and say, wow, he has a point to something. I see what he's going on now, man. Google and do research, man. Also, go to the library as well. Kind of peep some things, just don't let it be known. Kind of peep some things. You see what I'm talking about?